Hey Levi, Josh Reed here. You guys didn't face Zach Wilson in the first when you guys played the Jets the first time around. You're going to get a chance to see him this week. What have you seen from him on film?
He's definitely a different quarterback than Mike White. I think a lot more athletic. I think a lot of his big plays come out when he's out of the pocket, creating plays. And he has great arm talent. I mean, he's hard to defend and to prepare for. So it's going to be a group effort to try to contain him and minimize him this weekend.
Thank you.
Hey, Levi, how you doing today?
What's going on, Sal? How you doing?
I'm all right. I want to ask you this year in particular, especially with, Trey White having gone out, do you feel personally that you have maybe finally earned the recognition that you probably believe you should have had a while back?
Recognition from who?
Well, recognition from really fans, media, just, making people realize that you're maybe a better player than a lot of people thought for the last couple of years. Do you feel like you've really earned some respect is probably a better word?
Honestly, I haven't listened to the fans or to the media. I mean, I just go out there and play the best football that I know how to. And so helping my team win, that's all that matters to me. Me trying to go out there and make plays. When the plays come my way and the opportunities come my way, that's what I focus on.
For you, though, has it been a rewarding type of season to know that not only did you lock down that one side of the field for really 3 years, but now you've had to become the quote unquote number one guy with Trey White on. So rewarding maybe is also something I'm thinking about here.
I think it's rewarding to go to the playoffs again. I think they have an opportunity to become back-to-back champions, AFC East champions, and have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl and fight our way through that. That's why we're here, playoff caliber, trying to get to championship caliber, and that's most rewarding for me.
Okay, thanks, Levi.
Thanks.
Hey, Levi. I was curious, your name has come up a lot in terms of stepping up with Trey out as you're repping him today. But I was curious for you, how have you kind of taken on the role of helping Dane and more of a leadership role with Trey out? Like, do you think that's something you consciously took on, or were you doing that while he was playing, or how do you kind of view that?
I think a little bit of both. I think me and Dane are close. Anyways, with him being a late round draft pick, I messaged him when he first got here to Buffalo and just kind of took him under my wing as I do most of the corners here, because I know, one, how hard this defense is to get, but just to be a professional. And so I just try to pass on the knowledge that I've learned over the years. And so even in the offseason, like I told you guys before, we were up here working in Buffalo together, because things like that do happen. COVID and injuries happen, and I want the best for the Buffalo Bills, so you have to be ready, whether me or Trey got hurt, regardless. And then so I think just for me, when Trey got hurt, just me being the having the most experience playing corner in the secondary, I think it was just brought on to me, and just I just try to mold him to helping him be a better player each and every week, which he's done a fantastic job thus far. And so just seeing him grow the way that he has, it's been unbelievable. And I'm not going to say that's because of me. That it's just the type of person he was. He accepted the challenge, and I'm just trying to help guide him and try to help him mold him into a better player each and every day.
Definitely. And then I was curious, kind of talking to Leslie about this earlier this week, but as a whole, how do you feel like we're not in those meetings and, taking a view of that? How do you feel like the secondary over this month and since Trey went hurt has responded as a whole? Like, what has it been like, guys stepping up, or like, has a lot changed, or does it feel pretty similar as a group from before he went down?
Yeah, I think we have 4 of the 5 guys who are already starters, Taryn, Poyer, Micah, and me. And so the standards stay the same. I think it starts with Jordan and Micah, just the leaders that we have in our group. Season wasn't over, and Tre'Davious definitely let us know, like, yo, this is not over because of me. Y'all go out there and try to win the Super Bowl, do your best. And so the standard is the standard. I think the standard here has been being the number 1 pass defense and being the number 1 overall defense. And that's what we strive for each and every week. I think just having them 2 in the back front of the DB unit has definitely kept us together. And we're a close-knit unit anyway. We've been together for 4 or 5 years now. So nothing changed. We just kept the same mentality and followed those guys. And they've done a great job for us.
And then I wanted to ask you about something completely different. Your former college teammate, Trayvon Diggs, is kind of having a big season in Dallas. Were you kind of, obviously with Steph on the team as well, and you saw him kind of transition from wide receiver to corner. Are you surprised at all at the success he's having, or did you kind of see that coming?
So back in college, he had moved from receiver to corner going into my senior year. So he actually started the first game against Florida State, and then I went in there and I took over for him. But I mean, during the whole time, him at receiver was dangerous. He was a great receiver, and I hated going against him in practice. And so when he transitioned to DB, he already had the ball skills. He's a great athlete. You just knew like he just needed more time to develop at that corner role, and I'm not surprised by it at all. I mean, he's done what he did back at Alabama at a high level, and he just continues to work each and every year to be a better corner. And so, I mean, I've messaged him from time to time and just like, hey, bro, like you got it. Like I'm proud of you, and just to see your development. Just it's not easy to move from receiver to DB in the middle of your college career, and he's done more than accept the challenge. He's if not the best corner this year in the league, then one of the top for sure.
Does Steph talk about him a lot? Do you see similarities between them at all, or are they pretty different?
Nah, they're different. I think, I mean, Trey was a little younger, so he was a little bit more quieter when I was around him. And he was a sophomore when I was leaving. And so Steph is just outgoing and real spoken and boldly, but we all talk about each other, and I'm like, yeah, like, tell stories about me and his brother and how we were back at Bama. So it's all fun and games. It was good to see a friendly face when Diggs came to the team for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, Levi.
No doubt.
Hey, Levi. I wanted to ask first, is the Trey White hat for the press conference on purpose, or were you just cold today?
No, it's my go-to beanie. I mean, while I'm around the building. It's definitely, I mean, I wear black a lot anyway, but, I always rep my dog. That's my boy. I wear it during game days. I've worn it a couple times during the game days. So it's just one of my go-to beanies.
Makes sense. And then I was curious about the idea. We've talked to both Sean McDermott and Jordan Poyer the last few days of there's this balance of trying to, reinforce that this is the standard y'all have set as a team now of going to the playoffs year after year, but also you don't want guys to take it for granted. How do you see that showing up in conversations around the team of, again, trying to be like, we're going to do this time and time again, but we have to always be working for it?
Yeah, I think it's, I think some of the younger guys came here and it's like, we went to the playoffs, like that's all they know is playoffs. And I've been here when it wasn't, we were home in December, you know what I mean? And so just never taking things for granted and knowing that we put in the work to have this standard here, playoff caliber. And Sean, I think since he's come in, he's done an amazing job just preaching that, getting everybody to follow behind. And so, it's no secret that we get here. It's not on accident that we make it to the playoffs. We put the work in, we work for it. We have great leadership, great guys in great roles and pivotal roles. And we're together. We're a close-knit team, and we know what it takes. Especially the experience that we got last year going to the AFC Championship game and just that feeling that we had last year. We know we don't want to experience that anymore. And so that's at the back of our minds each and every day when we come to work. But it could be over, next week or the week after. And all this would be for nothing. Being the number one defense the whole year would be for nothing if we can't make something out of this year. So that's our mindset.
Are there certain things Sean does that are especially effective? Because I think it's hard to kind of translate that from just talking about it to guys really feeling it. So are there things he does that work really well?
I'm sorry, who?
Sean McDermott.
You know what? I think Coach McDermott does a great job of putting on the leadership. And the guys entrusting Josh and Tremaine and Micah and Poyer and just those guys knowing that this is our team. We go as far as our team. We're out there on the field. And so he puts a lot of trust in them, which is trickle downs to the veterans on the team. Like this opportunity doesn't come around often. I remember Poyer a couple of years ago, he was like, this is my first time actually really going to playoffs, for a long time. Or Micah, like only making it to the championship games a couple of times. knowing this is special and unique, and not a lot of players, get to go back-to-back playoffs. Have the opportunity to seek the playoffs each and every year, and so just never taking it for granted. I've missed it. I didn't go to the playoffs one year, first year since I've been here, and every year I've been after that, and I just know what both those feelings feel like, and so I never take it for granted. And I think it's important for players to know, like, you can be on another team next year and end up not going at all. You know what I mean? Having a bad season. So just being in the moment, being where your feet are, and knowing that this opportunity we have is a great opportunity, and we have to make the most of it.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Levi, it's Jay with the Buffalo News. If you could, can you just take me back to maybe when you found out that Trey would be out for the year, and just maybe what went through your mind in those moments when you realized that, first team all pro for your defense is not going to be with you guys anymore at that point?
It's hard. It was hard for me, especially that's my guy. I've been across from him for the last couple of years, and just knowing that I wasn't going to be able to finish this year with him, after all the work that he puts in, I'm sure you heard this time and time again, he's one of the hardest workers in the building. So just for me personally, that really hurt me. I think it messed me up a little bit mentally, if I can be honest, Jay, as it did so many other people. Just knowing that a lot more would be put on my shoulders, knowing that I was looking forward to the challenge, but just not expecting it to happen like that. You know what I mean? So I bet he's still around the building. He came out here and makes us laugh, in his motorcycle and scooter. Just always around, just still trying to help out. So I still don't feel like, like I'm alone out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he texted me after the game, like, yo, you want to watch film? Like, let's talk about this. You know what I mean? He's still all pro off the field too. He's professional. And I've gotten to the point where I'm at right now because of him, his leadership that he gives me.
I was going to ask you, you mentioned, his message to the secondary and how your goals and dreams didn't end just because he wasn't out there. So, and you kind of answered it there, but your communications with him have continued, obviously, since he's been hurt, and he's still pretty involved, it sounds like, with what you guys are doing as much as he can be away from the field. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I feel like since he's been out, I played pretty good, and so is Dane. And I think that credits him and just leadership that he has off the field too. Not just us in the building. And, I think a lot of guys, when they have surgery, they're kind of to themselves and in their own zone and trying to recover. And that's not Tre'Davious at all. He's one of the best teammates that I've had, one of the best friends that I have on this planet. And time and time again, he just comes through and looks out for us, no matter the pain that he's going through with his rehab. He's always just trying to critique me. I'm like, all right, T-Boy, like, I get it, bro. Like, relax, man. Just worry about yourself. And, he just wants the best for me. And so you love to have a guy like that in your corner for sure.
Thanks, Levi. I appreciate your time.
Sure.
Yes. Good afternoon, Levi. George Radney, Challenger Community News. How you doing this afternoon?
Doing good, George. How you doing?
Pretty good. One quick question for you. You mentioned playing at Alabama and playing against the best receivers every day, and sometimes it seemed like the competition might be even tougher during the practices than some of the actual games down there. But I wonder, how did that help you turn into a pro? How did that help you get ready to prepare you to be a pro football player?
I think Coach Eben does a great job of just running University of Alabama like it's an NFL team. Just dictating how it is. He was in the league for a while, and just running the exact same way, just knowing that we're going to get the best competition each and every day. How to be a pro on and off the field, and what does that look like? And then he molded it and shaped it for us. And so when I got here personally, it was easy. It was easy to just know how to take care of my body, just dictate what foods I need to eat and how much sleep I need to have. Just stuff off the field. I think that creates longevity for a long time.
Wow.
And so it just helped me propel me a little bit faster than I think other guys in this league. And so I'm very fortunate to have that experience.
Wow, sounds like the little things were very important. You learned a lot of the little things that assisted you.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Hey, Levi, kind of going along the lines of your time at Alabama, you've been a part of arguably the biggest and best dynasty in college football history and sustained success. And you talked about how outside of your rookie season, it's been all playoffs here. Is there are there common things that you've seen between winning organizations and your time around winning teams between your time at Alabama and with the Bills?
I think it just starts with the leadership that we had. I think every good team has great leaders and guys that you can trust. And so for me, uh, just being in the back end with Micah and Poyer, who have been in the league for 9 years, um, just their leadership, I think, is similar to what we have back at Alabama. Just time and time again, you just look at those guys and just how they work. I think they're vocal guys too, but you can see their work ethic. And same with Tre'Davious and Tremaine and just the guys we have on the defense. And that's all I can speak of on the defense. Just the way that those guys work has definitely made me work harder. And I'm already a hard worker, as is. But that just propelled me to work even harder, just to see how much extra they put in time and time after. And so it was real similar back at Alabama. I think my senior year when I started and we won a championship, just we were together for a long time. The guys in the back end for 4 or 5 years together, and it's the same here. We've been together for so long. Just the camaraderie that we have in the back end, and then we're just great friends on and off the field, more like brothers and friends. And so just spend that time with guys and their families, and just how close we are. When bad things happen, big plays happen, no one points fingers. We all trust each other to get things accomplished and fixed, and we'll go back to it. I see a lot of time in film, guys like looking around and pointing and upset, like on other teams. Like, come on, I've never seen that done here. You know what I mean? Like, somebody messes up, and it's next play. You know what I mean? It's just that trust and camaraderie that we have. So,
And then how did you learn and how have you seen maybe that carry over again here with guys and teams handling higher expectations? Certainly it's playoff caliber here. You guys are expected to make the playoffs at this point. Alabama expected to make the playoffs and compete for national championships. How do you manage the expectations and not let it maybe overcome you and bring you down?
Honestly, I think it's different. I think, and I can only speak on my experience, John. I think back in college, I was just a college player. You know what I mean? I was still young, still wet behind the ears, don't know too much. And so, especially being in Alabama, that pressure can build up sometimes, just knowing that you're expected to win all the time. And so I think it was a little bit harder for me, just dealing with that expectation. I think for here, like with more experience, the more experience you have and the older you get, I think it's just easier. It's just, you got to remember, like, this is a game. It's fun. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes this game can take that fun away from you if you let it. And so I remember this is a game for me. And each and every week, I used to get so anxious. I used to throw up before every game since college and even in the league. And this year, I've done less of that, just less nerves, less anxiety, just knowing that this is a game, I'm supposed to have fun with it. And I think that's the biggest difference for me.
Appreciate it, Levi. Thank you.
Okay, Levi, it's Mark Gahn from the Buffalo News, and I'm the last one here. Thanks for sticking it out here. You had a nice pass breakup on a go route Sunday against 88. Kind of a textbook, turned your head at the right time, got your hand up at the right time. Talk about there. What do you think about that play? And you've been good on go routes all year. What goes into remaining calm, not grabbing and making that play? You'll see a lot of corners are in right position, but then don't look up at the right time or get nervous and grab. And, that hasn't happened with you.
I think for me, it just starts with my demeanor. I think you guys have kind of known me a little bit. I'm just kind of cool, calm, and collected, at least off the field. Don't walk my mic up. I'm kind of a different player on the field, but I never panic. I never feel pressure when that ball's in the air. I mean, it's so many microseconds to make a decision when to look up and when to play the ball. And then just kind of, it it's something that's just a feel thing. I think you have to have more experience at it. The more comfortable you get, not grabbing that panicking. I think it just comes to trusting yourself, trusting what you see. And I tell myself that time and time again, just trust your eyes. When his hands go up, when his eyes get big, like read keys, and then you'll be able to feel more confident and play the ball a little bit better and not get penalties from it. So,
Great. Thank you.
appreciate you, Mark.
Thanks, Levi.